Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a seriously high-stakes curriculum from the Change Architect Academy. We're looking specifically at their pathway titled AI Literacy for Humanitarian Professionals. Now, this is a highly practical starter course built directly for NGO staff, local organizations, researchers, and consultants. The ultimate goal here? To modernize humanitarian workflows using artificial intelligence, but doing it without compromising even an ounce of safety, accuracy, or human responsibility.
So, let's just tackle the elephant in the room. We're talking about wielding incredibly powerful, unpredictable tech tools in really fragile environments. In the humanitarian sector, a single data leak or a fabricated field report isn't just a bad PR day, right? It can quite literally cost lives. So the pressing question we have to answer is this: how do you use AI in a crisis without making the situation worse? How do we actually capture those efficiency benefits without inviting in catastrophic risks?
Section 1. The AI Humanitarian Challenge. Look, we have to see past the Silicon Valley hype here. In our line of work, we aren't just drafting marketing emails. We're dealing with vulnerable populations. The training pathway identifies 3 massive dangers when NGO staff use public AI tools. First, exposing the sensitive data of those vulnerable people. Second, inventing evidence, those infamous AI hallucinations, where the AI simply makes up facts out of thin air. And third, losing human accountability by just blindly relying on a machine's output. The entire curriculum is engineered from the ground up to neutralize these 3 specific risks.
Section 2. Judgment over button clicking.
This brings us to the core philosophy that anchors this whole thing. It's really not about teaching you which buttons to press. It's about fundamentally upgrading how you evaluate information. You have to draw a hard line between button clicking, which is just blind trust and pasting raw, messy field data, and judgment. Judgment means actively scrubbing identifiers, rigorously checking claims against your own knowledge, and retaining total ownership of the final product.
And the course actually tests this philosophy right out of the gate. For instance, in their Level 1 quiz, it drills into learners that the absolute safest first step is always to remove names, identifiers, and sensitive details from your notes. You don't ask the AI to keep it confidential for you, and you definitely don't paste the notes exactly as you collected them. The human has to apply judgment first.
Section 3. Protecting sensitive field data.
All right, let's get tactical. To prevent those catastrophic data leaks we just talked about, the curriculum demands a strict, completely non-negotiable workflow for handling any field data. Step 1. Remove all identifiers. Step 2. Write a bounded prompt. Basically, this means locking the AI in a box, giving it highly specific constraints on exactly what it is and isn't allowed to do. And step 3, enforce strict human review. The training actually provides reusable prompt patterns for things like reports, emails, and work plans, just to keep staff securely within these boundaries.
The idea here is that instead of the AI doing your thinking, you use the AI to transform your anonymized, messy field notes into clean, cautious action memos. The curriculum trains staff to practice this exact skill, organizing information while explicitly forcing the AI to state its assumptions and clearly list out the next steps.
Section 4. Preventing invented evidence.
Now, keeping data safe, that's really only half the battle. We also have to actively prevent the AI from making up information, which is a massive risk in things like donor reporting or needs assessments. The pathway equips humanitarian teams with tactical resources, kind of like a high-tech pre-flight checklist. It literally forces staff to verify safe AI use boundaries, proper prompt structure, strict privacy red lines, and crucially, claim testing. Every single output has to undergo a final review where its claims are tested against the actual original field sources. And there's this brilliant principle repeated throughout the source material. AI can support the work, it can help organize your learning, but it cannot certify what happened. It is absolutely essential to remember that AI is a synthesizer, not a verifier. It must never ever become the evidence or the authority in your reporting.
Section 5. Absolute human accountability.
Which leads us perfectly into the final, uncompromising boundary of this training. Moving from individual literacy to organizational readiness requires an AI readiness mini-audit for teams. You have to install strict policy controls before deployment. Teams must confirm their data boundaries, mandate human review, lock down evidence quality, and ensure that access controls and training are 100% complete.
So, the ultimate takeaway here is crystal clear. No matter how advanced the tool gets or how much time it saves, the humanitarian professional unequivocally owns the final decision.
The human is accountable for the data, the methods, the interpretation, and ultimately, the actions taken. Which leaves us with a pretty vital question for you today. Will you govern your AI tools, or are you going to let them govern your work? How will you implement these safe, accountable, judgment-driven AI habits in your own high-stakes environments? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and here's to building safer digital habits in the vital work you do.